continue with Sir. So please be with us. It is, every day you know that. So, Sir, I send you a request.
Hey,
Yes,
I'm
sir.
back. Hello again.
Come back. Thank you. Yeah, we can continue that. Yeah, we will talking about the dangerous things and all that. So.
But, I just want to add to that, right? So I was quite negative about young people, but, and perhaps I have to be careful of that because the danger of not understanding people is to dismiss them, and not see the value they bring. And maybe one of my job is to begin to understand this young modern world and begin to understand what makes them tick. What do they care about? Where do their ideas come from? Because, as generations move and society changes, people get different sources of inspiration. So perhaps I should be a little bit, patient with them. I know I have two young daughters, so I know that experience, and begin to probably listen to what makes them tick. Where does their fearlessness come from?
Actually, you got a lots of experience because you are a speaker, regular speaker. So you talk with many artists, many ages artists. So you have a lots of experience. So when you talk with the artists, university students, and what you see, I mean, what is your experience? What do you see about their, this is
Yeah,
very
yeah.
important to know that their thought process. And in these coming days, I know you are basically engaged with Western countries, universities, and artists.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
how is your experience? And yeah,
I mean, it's great to be able to share my knowledge, my wisdom, my experience, my ideas with others. But I also try to encourage people that it's not what I don't want is people to say, I don't want to offer formulas to how things work. What I'm really hoping to do is to kind of encourage people and to inspire people to discover themselves and their own, to kind of bring together their mindset and skill set, and realize that they're not just the things they do, it's who they are, also shapes very much their success and their future achievements. Because I do think in a way the educational system separates the two. It's about getting skills, getting qualifications and stuff, but that doesn't make up a human being. It's only 50% of their story. And the fear of that it eliminates the kind of very personal, deep ideas and voices that they have of their own, that they were born with, actually. So I'd love to encourage that. And I'll give you a little story. I remember, because I speak on at the School of Social Entrepreneurs, and they're people who are starting businesses from kind of, different backgrounds, sometimes, not the, off the beaten track. But there was one time we had to speak to a bunch of kids they were about 18 to 21. And they're all starting their own businesses and ideas and stuff. And they come from like real tough estates, gang estates, or from, a life of crime and stuff like this. And boy, they gave me a hard time. And they were great, because they weren't ready to be fooled or have the, to believe all that kind of lovely stuff. They were a lot more wounded as human beings, and so they were prepared to challenge me. And I kind of like that in a way, because I also see it as a process for me to learn. I don't give these talks to be a teacher. I give these talks to be a student, because it also allows me to reflect on my own practice. So but I think it's necessary. I enjoy doing them. I think it's a way to kind of, share in a way, again, my legacy. And I think it's a responsibility that I have. But I don't do it because it's an obligation. I do it because I really enjoy it. But yeah.
it is amazing. Actually, yeah. In I must say about in India's artist, because I'm I have a lots of friends in abroad in various countries they are lived, and when we talk, and this I just find out the between their countries and our countries. So sometimes we feel that many talents in India, and they didn't get the recognition because of that. Maybe they are from the middle class family. They are suffering a lot, and they didn't come to the limelights. And lots of issues is there.
Yeah.
So you know about India because you
Yeah,
are staying
yeah,
here, and you know the it's a variety of art in India. Lots of varieties in India's, but they didn't sustain in this field, and they left the field and joined another fields. So it is very hard to this kinds of artists. They are very much excellence, but still. What do you think about that kinds of yeah? What do you think about the platform for the artist, and it is how much it is important
yeah,
in
yeah.
for any countries?
Of course. Well, look, it happens everywhere, doesn't it? You know, people, it's a very tough profession to enter, it is competitive. There aren't many platforms, and so some people fall away. And it's a shame because you don't really know what people have got to offer till they offer it, if you know what I'm saying. So, and it's important to have art and culture in our society. And we've got to remember, it's an ecosystem. So it's not just about having artists, it's also about having the people who present the artists. It's about the funders, it's about the audience. These make up the artistic culture in which we live in. It's not it's not a one-way street. So it's important that maybe people do fall away. They don't really fall away, they still experience it in their lives, and it matters to them. So, so I don't see it as a loss because I think people who care about art remain within that system. I think one thing that has, you asked me earlier, and as we were speaking, that has gone through my mind. I think one thing I really want to challenge, particularly in the next decade, is this idea that there is only one dominant aesthetic in the arts world, which is the Western canon of intellectual traditions that they have. And as much as I appreciate that, I think it's important that this is not the dominant way of seeing the world. That the way, artists in India, artists in China, artists in the Middle East, artists in Africa, artists in South America, their view of art is as much value and is seen on its own terms, and doesn't have to buy into the dominant aesthetic tradition of the world, which dominates the industry right now. And that means the people who are in charge, the decision makers, the power brokers, have to shift their thinking. Otherwise, that time and time again through history, that the dominant power shapes the world in their image, right?
Uh,
And so what we've got to do is resist this as best as we can. And I'm hoping that artists from other cultures and other things will resist this and find very much their own form of expression, their own emotional and psychological and intellectual framework for that, which is kind of created out of their own terms through their own values and rules of art creation.
So it is, yeah, it is very true. As you say, obviously, it is your life philosophy, and you have seen a lots of years. You are working on these films, and everybody's have their own philosophy they have created, which is coming to their experience, their voice. So, what is your philosophy? What is your philosophy uh, about the art? And
Oh God.
it is very
I
important.
hope
Your quote actually,
yeah,
if you say that I am Farooq and it is me, it's my quote, my philosophy, and
yeah.
so yeah.
You know what? I don't know if I have the answer. Maybe you come and ask me when I'm 80 and I may have figured it out. I I'm kind of discovering it as I'm going along because I'm transforming and changing all the time. So a philosophy that may have mattered to me 5 years ago probably doesn't exist in the same way today, and probably in 5 years it will change again. You know, one thing I do know, I love dance. You know, I love being in the theater watching dance. I love being in the studio watching dance being created. I love it in every single form. It excites me. It expands me. It makes me feel alive and connected. You know, and as long as I have that feeling, I'm okay. Do you know what I mean? As long as I know if I wake up one morning and think I watch a piece of art, or watch a piece of dance that goes, I don't love it, then oh my God, I better get off this train and start another journey. But at the moment, truthfully, for 40 years, it's incredible. I'm still in love with it. The same way I had the same love and power I had when I watched it for the first time when I was 17 years old. It's incredible.
Sir, Akram Khan sir is a Kathak dancer and you are a contemporary dancer. How to blend the two forms and create a new language?
Well, Akram is also a contemporary dancer. You know, he did both, you know, and he has this wonderful story that, you know, he started with Kathak dance. And then when he was 16 or 17, he went to study contemporary dance at college because it was a way of getting a qualification.
Okay.
And he said this beautiful thing to, you know, to many people, but also to me when I first met him, that rather than try to find a form of fusion, which was a very intellectual way, or maybe a very conscious way of bringing these two languages together, he let his body become confused. So he got himself into a process of confusion and allow his body to almost instinctively and organically work out how to bring them together. I think if you force it too much, it doesn't come. It needs to grow together like a plant or like an organic process. It can't be. I don't believe it works well when it's intellectually contrived or brought together, because the body has its own intelligence, right? It's not just the mind, you know, and the body needs to has a different rhythm, a different process of working out problems, working out challenges. It's not the same as the mind, you know, and we must remind ourselves, you know, the body isn't a taxi service for our brain. It's there for a reason as well. So therefore we've got to trust the intelligence of the body for able to resolve these ways of bringing different languages together. And all artists that I know that do instinctively, very organically, you know, they use their intellectual power, but they don't let it be a dominant process.
Just last questions. When I see the production, it's look like a painting. If I pause and run, pause and run, pause and run, each segment, each sector, I see the painting, like a body, lights, illusions, everything when it is combined, and it's like a painting. So, what is your what do you think about, you know, a painting and dance, relationship between the both?
Yeah. Well, I think dance is a very visual art form, right? It's visual, you know. It's not a spoken one, and therefore, you know, what artists are doing are making these tableaus or these paintings on stage that live and breathe and move, you know. But also, like all great paintings, they, you know, or abstract paintings, they are full of metaphor and symbolism and space, you know, and color and texture. And so, yeah, I mean, I think absolutely. I think dance, you know, a lot of great artworks are paintings, you know, and that's where the art forms cross. You know, there are paintings that are forms of choreography as well, which they move, they breathe. They when you watch them, seem to vibrate with an energy that, as you look at it long enough, you begin to move into a different space. So I think, yeah, dance is incredibly visual. I think it lends itself well to that.
That is why dance is the most communicative language in the world.
Yes.
So everybody says that dance is most communicative language. And other part is the stage geography. So when we see the use of stage, so it is unbelievable. The one person is work alone, but use of the stage and the geography of the stage, composition, choreography. So which is commendable. If I say that not a body, if I say about the stage geography, I
Yeah.
say stage geography. So which is very commendable. What is the important of the production? Stage geography. Are you getting my points?
Yeah.
What is the importance of the stage geography in a performance?
Okay. Well, the thing is, it's not just one person. Actually, this. Dance is a very collaborative art form, and so
Yeah,
and again, the staging of a work, is not something that just there to look beautiful, but it has to be like an amplification of the meaning and the intention and the themes of the work. So they work best when they do this. They become an expansion of the body. They become another protagonist in the space. They live and move and breathe. They're there not just to make the space look beautiful. So and that takes a lot of care. I mean, that's probably the area where the most work happens, because you have to consider how does it go up, how can it be toured, but as well as its artistic value. And its support of the story, or that the artist is seeking to tell. So the staging needs a great deal of care. Needs a great deal of care.
okay.
Kaushik, I have a feeling that this
Yeah,
signal is going a bit wonky right now, isn't it? It's getting
yeah, yeah.
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 Um,
Sir, it is my desire. It was my desire, and I'm so honored that I see you in my phone. Maybe it is a digital platform, but I surely, I wish I will meet alive, and I share my ideas to you. So it is an amazing. Last many time, many years, I'm just searching, and I'm so honored today. And it's an excellent experience with you. Sir, thank you so much. You make my day, and you are the part of my life journey. So I'm so honored. I'm
well,
so
thank you
honored, sir.
so much, my friend. Thank you so much for inviting me, giving me this opportunity to share my ideas and story with you. I'm really honored as well, and I'm really, keep doing this. You're a champion. Don't forget that you're the warrior now. You're bringing these people together. So I commend you, the work you're doing. It's so important, so necessary. So just please keep doing it. Don't stop. And I look forward to
Yeah.
meeting you in the physical space one day.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Have a
Thank you.
nice day.
Thank
And
you.
okay.
All right.
I'm so
Be
honored.
well. Stay safe.
Yeah,
Bye bye.
definitely. Yes, sir.
Bye bye to
Stay
everyone
safe.
who was listening. Thank you very much,
Yeah.
everybody.
Bye
Cheers.
bye.
Bye.
Yeah, it is. It is my desire, and I'm so happy today to talk with Farooq sir. And yeah, I get lots of mm, things from him. I learned many things from him. So I'm so honored today, and I'm so happy that you all are joined with us. And I have no words to explain, because I just yeah. Uh, he's saying something, lots of things. So I just keep into my heart, and maybe I will explore my work on this. I will inspire through these words. So for today, I will don't say anything. But tomorrow, Geoffrey Dwight Marks from New York, Getter, New York. He's also a dancer, choreographer, as well as a visual artist. So we will talk tomorrow with him. So stay tuned and keep love. Thank you.